Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be the last reading of the year, so I hope you guys had a good Christmas. And yeah, okay, so some of you are dealing with a Ice King. So this could be a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, an air sign. But this guy is very cold and he's not really, he also doesn't show you his feelings. And I feel like this may drive you nuts. And then we also have past love. So you guys could have known each other before in a previous life, or in this life, this could be an ex of yours. I also get the feeling that this is somebody at work because we have this card showing up here and courting man. So somebody, okay, it says uniform and professional male. Yeah, so a lot of work themes, because this Ice King also says boss or entrepreneur at the bottom. So this could be somebody, this could be your boss. Some of you are in love with your boss. Let's see, let's get some more information from the tarot cards. What are the messages? If you want a personal reading, you can follow my Instagram, which is in the description box below, and message me there for a personal reading. I feel like this person, they may be married though, because we have the Four of Wands here. So some of you, that could be the issue that you have, is that your boss, you're in love with your boss and he's married. So he's already taken. Yeah, because we have the Queen of Wands showing up in reverse. Oops, it came out like this actually. In reverse. So that means that you guys are afraid of being looked at as the whore or the other woman in this situation. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's see what else. Yeah, see? Nine of Swords. You guys are stressed out and worried about this. So you're worried about your appearance. You're worried about what you, how others see you, or what you guys like look like to others at work maybe, or in the office. You guys may feel like that because he's married. You feel like a whore. But it's also saying like that you guys have already dated, right? It said that earlier. You guys have already dated. So that's what's interesting. So maybe because of the past, you still have feelings for this person, but since then it seems like things have changed, like life has changed. It's taken a different course, and now the other party is married. Now your boss is married. So it makes you feel like one of you could be a Scorpio and one of you could be a Sagittarius, because we have the Death card and Temperance, and they're popping up together. I feel like you guys are, well, I was gonna say waiting for this to change, but then it showed up in reverse. So that means you're not waiting for it to change, right? That's what that means. Because, or you feel like it's not gonna change. You feel like the situation is not gonna change. Yeah, you're trying to move on from this. We have the Six of Swords.
Can I ask Gatorade?
Yeah, you can ask Tara to help you open it. So Seven of Swords. We have somebody who is being lying or deceiving at this time. Okay, so I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is, of course, they're gonna lie and say that they're gonna leave their wife, right? That's what they always do. When they're not actually going to. That's what usually happens. Let's see. Yeah, we have the King of Wands, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I mean, God, I feel like this is so stereotypical. There's been like a million movies made about this, right? It's so funny. So yeah, they're saying that someone is lying and saying that they are moving on. Yeah, that's what I just said. With the Chariot card. Cancer energy. We have the Strength card, Leo energy. Yeah, so they are lying about this, about moving on. They're acting like they're moving on. But really, they're not sure. We have the Virgo card here, the Hermit, which, you know, this card represents going within, doing some soul searching. So they're lying about knowing what they want, too, because they actually don't know. Because they still need time to figure it out. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see, what else? What other messages do we have? And I feel like this person, yeah, because earlier the Hangman popped out, wanted to pop out. It actually fell. It fell down. So it's like there's still like lessons that need to be learned. And then the Devil card just popped out. So this is Capricorn energy. So that's the reason that this person is lying. So you're expecting this person to know who they are and know what they want, but you're not looking at the fact that they are cheating on you and they're married, or cheating with you and they're married. So do you think that somebody like that has the ability to decide what they want or who they want? Their life is a mess. They clearly don't know. They don't know what they're doing. If they did, they wouldn't be in the mess that they're in. So that's the problem with a lot of, you know, women who are on the outside as a side piece of the other woman, is when you ask a man like that to make a decision and choose you or choose their wife, whatever, the reason that it never works out, and they always say they either can't decide or they go back to their wives or whatever, it's because that person clearly has issues, you know, they're toxic. And if they were the type of man, you're expecting them to be the type of man who knows who they are and knows what they want and knows what they're doing. And if they were that type of man, they wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. So if you were ever in this situation where you were cheating with somebody and you were expecting a man like that to have it together and make a choice, like, you gotta understand what you're doing, what you're asking of somebody like that. So clearly, you know, they wouldn't be in that mess to begin with if they were that type of man who knew what they were doing and knew who they wanted and knew what they wanted out of life. They're obviously confused and they have issues. You know what I mean? So it's so funny, right? How that situation always is. It always turns out like that, you know? So as a woman, look at what your expectations are. Like, why would you even expect a man like that to know what they want and make a decision? See, look at this. 2 of Pentacles, can't make a decision. That's what that is. So it's just so funny. It's so funny when people like this in that situation get like that. Like, all of your focus is on him and you're looking at him saying, you need to make a choice. You need to know what you want. You need to, you know, so understand what you're asking, right? So it's really not about that person and them making a choice. It's really about, do you have any self-awareness of what you're doing and what you're asking of that person? You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. So, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you could easily make the choice for them and decide to move on without them and go, which is what you should be doing, which is like, if there's a choice, like there's that saying, right? If there's a choice between me and someone else, just choose them, like that whole mindset. Like that's what you need to be having, because you could be the one to make a choice. You don't need to wait for the man to make a decision. You can make that choice and move forward on your own by yourself and go your own way and leave him with his indecision and his messy ass situation and his wife that he doesn't even value that much, because he wouldn't be cheating on her otherwise if he did. So leave that situation behind and start your own journey, start your own path, and you'll get a new opportunity. That's the other thing, is like people always get so stuck in those situations, like it's a dead end going nowhere, and they think that's their only option is someone else's husband. Like, it's just crazy. It makes no sense. There's so many people in the world. Why would you even sit there and wait for that man to make a decision? You can move on, make your own choice to move on, and find somebody else, So, 7 of Pentacles. You may not want to, this is the other thing why people stay stuck in those situations, is you may not want to do the work. You look at it and you see it as that. You see your new opportunity as a ton of work. You're just like, oh my God, being alone and... Sorry, I gotta get my water. Yeah, so that's the reason too. And that's not fair to yourself or anybody involved either. Which is that you're staying stuck in this situation, like fighting over someone else's husband, just because you don't want to do the work of being alone and finding someone else. That's crazy. So it's really, again, it's not even about the other man or and being in love with him or him having to make a choice, right? So that's what's funny about these situations too, is it really has to do with yourself, and it has to do with the work that it takes, being alone and doing the right things, So really you're kind of being lazy and trying to use this excuse as like you're in love with someone else's husband to stay stuck in the same situation that you're in. So see, that's what's so screwed up too about these things, is that like a lot of the times when people claim to be in love, it really is about that. It's that they are wanting to stay stuck in the same spot in life and not leave. That's not being in love with somebody. So that's kind of crazy, right? And a lot of people do that. A lot of people use their relationships as almost like an anchor to stay stuck in their lives and not move on, and that's what's kind of weird. And that's actually the devil energy, because that's it's a toxic bond, but then it's also see how they're bound together, the couple? There's the devil, but then there's this couple here, and they have a chain wrapped around their necks, and then they're tied to each other. So that's when you become so codependent and so addicted to the relationship that you don't want to break it, and you call it like people, this is what people do all the time. They call it, being in love with each other, or they call it, people really value things like, oh, the amount of time that we've been together. Well, it's been so long and we've we've been together for such a long time, or they use marriage as an excuse. Well, we're married, we're husband and wife, we have, but what is the relationship like? Is it toxic? Is it a good, healthy relationship? Then it doesn't matter if you're married. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. It doesn't matter. None of the rest matters, But in our society, we've been so brainwashed to value those things, like you have to be married. You have to be together for a long time. Like, no, you don't. Not if it's unhealthy, not if it's toxic, not if it's a bad relationship. No. You actually don't. You actually, like what I was saying, you hinder your own personal growth, which was right here, the Virgo card, the Hermit, going within, soul searching, finding yourself, finding who you are. You hinder that growth by staying stuck in certain relationships sometimes. So yeah, it's interesting how people do that. They stay stuck in these relationships, and they use these excuses like I was saying, like it's a badge of honor, and they're proud, like I said, of how long it's been, or how they've been husband and wife. They use these titles like that because that's accepted in society, is to be a married couple. That's honored and respected and looked upon as it's a badge of honor, like in our society, so that's the issue there. So people cling on to that, and they just stay in these toxic relationships, and they don't grow spiritually. But in the spiritual world, it's the opposite. It's the total opposite. So in our material world, that's looked on as good things, but spiritually, it's like, no, you haven't been working on yourself. You've been limiting yourself. You've limited your growth spiritually. You haven't changed as a person into who you're supposed to be, your full potential, because you've been staying stuck in this relationship. It's almost like they're totally opposite worlds, So maybe that can be your goal for next year of 2025, which is to no longer allow relationships to get in the way of the things that you really want to do, right? The things that you're meant to do, and growing as a person. And yeah. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'll see you next year. Okay, bye.